Hello, everyone. Good to see you back. We are starting with our knowledge session. Second knowledge session, we have Mr. Tapan Brahma with us. He's the founder, Exilize Intellectual Services. He is a seasoned, versatile, and a passionate professional specializing in intellectual property research, drafting, filing, analytics, litigation support, with over 20 years of in depth experience in all things IPR. He's a registered India patent agent and will be speaking on the topic secrets of claim writing. So, yes, let's get started and have him on board. I would like to welcome Mr. Tapan Brahma. Hello, sir.
Thank you, Mansi. Thank you for the nice introduction. Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. I hope my screen is visible. Mansi, if we can
Yes,
confirm
sir.
once.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
great.
yes, yes.
Okay, so the topic is secrets of claim writing or claim drafting, I would say. So, as you know, patent claim is the most important part in the patent, which is also defined in the detailed description of the patent, which is as well important. So before I enter into the topic of claim writing, I would like to tell you about the patent, the different stages in patenting. As my slide says, you need to invest, innovate, and you need to protect. When you protect, so that part is defined by the claims of your invention, claims of your patent. Then you market and you regenerate and reinvest that money to create more inventions. So the agenda of today's discussion will be the claims are the fence of your invention. Where is the claim section in an Indian patent application? These are the two small topics. Then we'll talk about the claim writing, the different nuances of claim writing. Claims are the fence of your invention. When I say that means like you have your land, your property, everywhere you have a fence. Generally we have a fence. Even if you don't have a fence, there is a demarcation. So the claims of your patent creates the demarcation of your property. That is the intellectual property. Unlike your land, your house, your building, this is the intellectual property and it's an intangible property. Okay, so when you have that fence, just like your building, your premises, you don't allow anyone inside without your permission. Similarly, the claims in a patent do not allow anyone to enter into the periphery of that invention without your permission. So that is why claims has to be very well worded and very well defined and strongly defined in a legal manner so that nobody can easily enter into it. So when we are talking about claims, generally a claim goes with and against the prior art. When I'm telling the claim goes with the prior art, how prior art means the information, the kind of inventions or the knowledge that is already existing is called prior art. So it's surprising how a claim can go with the prior art. When I say that means when the bicycle seat was invented, or the bicycle tire was invented, you cannot define a bicycle tire without using the word bicycle. So you have to tell bicycle. Bicycle was already invented when earlier they were using wooden wheels, but later when the rubber tires were invented, you have to use the bicycle to create the tire, to define your tire, where the tire will be used, where the tube will be used. Okay, so that is why it has to go with the prior art. Simultaneously, it has to go against the prior art. When I'm saying go against the prior art, that means the tire was not existing earlier. So it goes against the prior art. So when you need to, the second point that I want to tell you about claims is you need to cover all. You cover all the things that you have in mind, the most important aspects of your invention. You cover them in the claims, but don't go beyond. Don't make it too broad. Don't try to cover beyond what your invention is. because when you are going beyond, you don't know how much beyond to go, and probably your whole invention may fall under the prior art. And remember, once you have drafted the claims and you have submitted the patent application, you cannot go back. During examination, you cannot go back and cannot tell that, I want to remove this part, that part. Okay, to some extent it is possible, it's possible, but if you are an expert, you can manage that. You know how much you have added, and if any objection comes from the patent office, you can exactly remove that much. But if you are not having a lot of experience and you are a beginner in drafting claims, so do not make it too broad, because you cannot understand later what to remove so that the rest of the part of the claim can be granted. So be specific to your invention. Okay. So as I said earlier, claims are the fence of your invention. So by writing the claims, your patent will be published, your patent will be granted. It will become a public knowledge. Everybody in the world can see it. So you are allowing everyone to see it, and at the same time you are telling, don't copy my invention. You create a better one. Okay. So from the Indian context, here normally how Indian patent application looks. Generally, it is in this format. A title comes, then the technical field of the invention, background of the invention, objects of the invention, summary, a brief description of the drawings, detailed description of the invention. Then comes the claims. This is how it appears in a patent application, Indian patent application. Mostly in most of the countries, this format retains. Okay, and after claims, you write the abstract, and you submit the drawings also. After generally in Indian practice, we submit in a separate document, and a model or sample of anything illustrating the invention, a model or a sample or a prototype, you keep it ready, because it may be required at the time of examination. So here in this slide, my intention was to show where the claims appear in an Indian patent application. Okay, now how many claims in a patent application? Generally, sometimes some people ask me, can I put this many claims, that many claims in an Indian patent application? Is there any restriction by the patent office to put how many number of claims can go in a patent application? Literally, there is no restriction. Okay, no restriction. And the second question is there a minimum number of claims required to draft a patent? Yes, there is a minimum number of claims. That is one. At least one claim you need to have in a complete patent application. I'll not go into detail of the difference between provisional and complete application. In a provisional application, claims are not mandatory, but in a complete application, at least one claim has to be there. Okay. So what is the maximum number of claims? I'm not sure if you have seen many claims in a patent application. I have some patent numbers. This is the first one is a patent granted patent, US granted patent, and the second one is a US patent application. So I would like to show you this. I have to go to a new window and show you this. How many claims are there in that patent? Okay, so you can see this. You see how many claims are in this granted patent. In this granted patent, there are 803 claims. Okay, so this is one, and another I would like to show you. I'd like to show you another patent, most likely this one. Yeah, you see this one. This is a US patent application. So you see how many claims? 1 to 3,411 cancelled. So during the examination maybe, these many claims are cancelled. So how many claims total they had applied? Let's see how many claims total they had applied. They had applied 17,517 you see, 17,517 claims they had applied. Okay, so this set of claims is also cancelled. So you understand how many claims can go in a patent. So it's just innumerable. You can have any number of patents in the claims. Okay, so I'm going back to that slide of our PowerPoint presentation. Yeah, right, I'm here. So you can have any number of claims literally in your patent application. So now we'll enter into the drafting part. Most important thing is you take a pen and paper or you take a Word document and note down carefully each and every important points in the invention that solve the technical problems. If it's a pharmaceutical composition, then what kind of problems were there in the previous pharmaceutical compositions that this pharmaceutical composition is solving? Okay, if it's a device, what kind of problems were in the previous devices that this device is solving? Each and every technical advantage that you have, you note it down and try to present them in a technical manner or in a functional manner. So how it functions, because you cannot, in the claims, you cannot write what advantages it is getting. So you have to write the technical features or the functional features that are different from the prior art knowledge. Okay, so carefully word those technical or functional features and center your whole invention around those problem solving points. How each and every technical problem was solved with your technical features or functional features. Don't write the advantages, but write the technical or functional features, how they are able to overcome the advantages. Okay, the next thing is unity of invention. Every claim, every patent need to be of a single invention. You cannot have 2 or 3 different inventions in a single patent application. Simple reason, if you put 3 different inventions in a single patent application, then patent office has to work harder and spend more time while you are paying really less money. You are paying less money and you are asking patent office to do 3 times the job. If you have 3 different inventions in a single patent application, you are telling the patent office to work 3 times the money you have paid to the patent office. Okay, and it's not only money, it will disturb the work structure, the work assignment of the patent office examiners, because the patent office examiners have been assigned some certain number of patents to be examined in a month. Okay, if one patent application having 3 inventions, then that examiner who is examining 2 patents in a month, so he will suffer. He cannot do even 1 patent in a month. Okay, so that way also their work structure and their collaboration will be disturbed. Okay, that is why single patent application, single invention, or a group of inventions, if you can bring them into single inventive concept, you are free to do so. You should be technical and tactical enough to create a group of inventions to single inventive concept. Remember that you cannot cheat the patent office. Okay, you cannot kind of put 3 different inventions and word it in such a way so that they look a single invention. Still they can be caught. But if seriously and honestly you have one single inventive concept, but they are coming from 3 different inventions, then you can put them in one place, for which technical expertise and claim drafting expertise is necessary. Okay, suppose you have honestly kept 3 different inventions or 2 inventions which are creating a single inventive concept. You have put all of those in a single patent application, and you got an objection from the patent office at the time of examination. That is called unity of invention objection. Okay, so in that case, what you can do is, if you cannot you try to convince the examiner that the claims relate to the same inventive concept. You try to convince. Suppose at the end you couldn't convince the examiner, you try to combine those multiple concepts to create a single inventive concept. Okay, if still you are failing to convince the examiner, then delete some of the claims and file a divisional application. I hope some of you might be knowing what is a divisional application. This situation, divisional application situation, arises when three inventions, generally two inventions, three inventions rarely have seen. Generally, when two inventions or you take three inventions are combined together and the patent office is objecting on it, then you have to divide them into separate applications. You have to divide those claims into separate applications, and you have to file a new divisional application for the deleted set of claims from the main application. Okay, in Indian context, in Indian Patent Act, it's called actually a further application instead of divisional application, which is used in US. In India, in Patent Act, it is written as further application. Okay, and the next point is clarity. You need to have enough clarity while writing your claims, okay, so that ambiguity is completely avoided. For example, let's see here one sentence: a device having a plurality of circuits driven by a power source comprising, then the other things is written in the claims. So from this sentence, what you mean? Carefully read this sentence: a device having a plurality of circuits driven by a power source comprising. So then does this mean a device has more than one circuit and each circuit is driven by a power source? Or it means a device includes more than one circuit and the device is driven by a power source? And now go back and read that sentence: a device having a plurality of circuits driven by a power source comprising. Okay, so whether the device is driven by a power source or the plurality of circuits are driven by a power source, that is not clear from this sentence. So that this is where you may get objection to create, to clear the ambiguity, okay, and to make bring more clarity to your claims. So you may get an objection. So let's put a comma and see: a device having a plurality of circuits. Here I put a comma after circuits, driven by a power source. Okay, I wrote it this way. Does it make any sense? Are you still able to understand? A device having a plurality of circuits, I put a comma, driven by a power source. Is it clear enough whether the device is driven by a power source or plurality of circuits is driven by a power source? It's still not clear. I'll show you why. You see this. Now, this wording you see: a device having a plurality of circuits, each circuit driven by a power source. So this makes it clear that the circuits are driven by a power source. Okay, ultimately the device is being driven by a power source because the device includes the plurality of circuits. But to be technically correct and to be legally correct also, you have to define what is driven by a power source. Here, this last sentence you see, it makes it clear what is driven by a power source. Okay, abbreviations. You might have seen in patents that many times abbreviations are used, but I generally recommend both options. One is abbreviations. If you use, then you use in the form that I have shown at the bottom, but it's better to avoid abbreviations and always write the full form of it. Or if you are writing the abbreviation, and then always write the full form and in bracket write the abbreviation. Okay, and if we use the abbreviation, you are thinking, okay, I don't want to write the full form always, or the full form is so long that it makes the patent document very long. Many times the claims are becoming bigger because I have to use that same terminology again and again. It is becoming longer. So you see this example. This is a good example. So this is an independent claim. Okay, this claim is writing a universal resource locator URL. First time when it introduced that terminology, it has written the full form and in brackets it has written the URL, and later on in that claim, it's using URL. It's not again writing universal resource locator. Suppose you have another claim 7. There also that universal resource locator is coming. My advice is there also you write the full form in claim 7 when you're writing for the first time URL, write the universal resource locator and you put in bracket URL, and later in that claim 7 if you want to use URL, just write URL. I hope it's clear. So our aim is to avoid ambiguity. So abbreviations can be dealt in this way. Or if it is a very small thing, you don't, for a 2-letter word, 2-letter phrase, you don't, better to avoid any kind of abbreviations. Stick to your words. Okay, so generally in common things we tell, if you should stick to your words. If you change, then people will not trust you. Okay, generally we know these things. So here where same thing applies to the claims also. If we don't use the same kind of terminology, then that will create definitely confusion. Okay, not only in the claims but throughout the description also, in the detailed description of the patent also, you need to do it throughout the whole patent. You have to use the same terminology for the same thing. For example, you see the claim 1, the method of communication through a mobile communication device comprises an antenna, a sensor, blah blah. Okay, in claim 2, what I'm saying, see, the method of communication according to claim 1, wherein the antenna set comprises. In the claim 1, I didn't say any antenna set. I used the word only antenna. Here I'm telling antenna set. Claim 3, the method of communication according to claim 1, wherein the sensing device comprises. I didn't tell in claim 1 sensing device. I told a sensor. Sensor and sensing device mean the same thing. Okay, but the terminology, the different terminology in different places will definitely create confusion, and you will definitely get objection from the patent office because of ambiguity. Okay, the method, then the next is, instead of a mobile communication device, I'm telling a mobile phone. Okay, so I should use that same terminology in all throughout the description and claims everywhere. Okay, so if many of you might have drafted claims or read claims, so all of you might be knowing that one claim is one sentence. So you cannot put a full stop within one claim. Claim 1 starts. Before claim 2 starts, you have to put a full stop. Before claim 2 starts, that means at the end of claim 1, there will be a full stop. Similarly, claim 2 starts, at the end of claim 2, there will be a full stop. So you cannot have two sentences within the same claim. So one claim is one sentence. Okay. So every independent claim contains primarily 3 parts. Remember this, I'm telling about independent claims. Independent claims, generally they contain these 3 parts of a claim: preamble, transition phrase, and body. Okay, any independent claim, you'll find a preamble, a transition phrase, and a body, which is not strictly applicable in dependent claims. Okay, so independent claims, preamble, transition phrase, and body. I'll go to show you one preamble. For example, a device for transmitting medical data, a composition for disinfecting surfaces, a method of preparing a metal film on a substrate. Okay, after that, I have kept dots. When you go to the transition phrase, you can immediately understand what kind of things it can be. Okay, a transition phrase, you see a light emitting device, where here I was telling a device for transmitting medical data comprising. Comprising will become the transition phrase. Here I'm writing a light emitting device comprising an anode, a cathode, a light emitting layer. Okay, so this comprising is the transition phrase. And in the second sentence, characterized by, this is also another form of transition phrase, which is very close to comprising. Comprising, characterized by, or another you see characterized by comprising. So these are different ways of writing in different situations. Okay, and another transition phrase you see consisting of. and another you see consisting essentially of. Okay, so primarily while studying the transition phrase, generally I would like you to remember or practice. One is primarily comprising, another is consisting of, another is consisting essentially of. Okay, these are the three different forms, primarily three different forms of transition phrases. So when we're telling comprising, that also is synonymous with, as I said, characterized by. It sometimes some people can use including, containing. Okay, so this is an open-ended claim. So suppose here I'm writing a light emitting device comprising an anode, a cathode, a light emitting layer. So that means I am not limiting, when I'm saying comprising, I am not limiting the device, that LED, light emitting device, to anode, cathode and light emitting layer. My light emitting device doesn't only contain these three things, anode, cathode and light emitting layer. My light emitting device can comprise anything beyond this also. That is what I'm trying to claim. I'm trying to, while saying comprising, I'm trying to claim that my device can contain anything beyond what I have told here. That means it. And same is characterized by also as strong as a comprising, and characterized by comprising also as strong as a comprising. It depends on the situation how you want to write. So I'm coming to the fourth sentence, an antimicrobial composition consisting of. So when I'm saying consisting of, it is generally a close-ended claim. That means when I'm saying consisting of A, B, and C, that means I'm trying to claim that the invention doesn't include anything beyond A, B, and C. Okay, while the same thing, if I'm telling comprising A, B, and C, that means I'm trying to tell it may include D also, it may include K also. Okay, but while the same thing I'm telling consisting of A, B, C, that means it doesn't contain anything beyond A, B, C. Okay, so this kind of this comprising and consisting, it will be strongly considered at the time of infringement of your patent application. Okay, so though because our we have a limited time, I cannot go in very much detail of each of these terminologies, how they can be considered while infringing, but you can understand what I'm meaning. Comprising means comprising A, B, C means it can include A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E. But if it's consisting of A, B, C, that means it is consisting of A, B, C only. If somebody uses D, he is not infringing. But if I am writing comprising A, B, C, if somebody is using A, B, C, D, he is infringing also. Okay. So consisting essentially of, when I'm telling consisting essentially of, then generally these are used in chemical and metallurgical patents where a trace amount of something else can be present. Okay, so when I'm telling consisting essentially of A, B, C, that means I'm telling it can include some small things of other things that materially doesn't affect the novel characteristics of the invention. Okay, so that is what I am meaning by telling consists essentially of. So then we talked about preamble, we talked about the transition phrases, and now we'll talk about the body. So you see your method for forming openings in a hydrocarbon containing formation. This is the preamble. Comprising is the transition phrase, and the rest of the things in red color you see is the body of the claim. Okay, and the claim 2 is a dependent claim. As you see, the method of claim 1, wherein the plurality of magnets comprises a magnetic string. Okay, so this is a dependent claim, which I'll talk a little later. So this is about the body of the claim. So primarily we understood it has three parts. One is the preamble, the transition phrase, and then the body. Every independent claim is made in this manner, But you see one dependent claim at the bottom, claim number 2, it doesn't have that kind of a format. So this your preamble, transition phrase and body is primarily applicable to independent claims. Okay, we'll talk about the punctuations that are used in the claims. Okay, these are the primary punctuations that are used in the claims, these 4 types. Okay, so a method for forming the same example that I showed there, I'm showing here. You see, after the preamble, a method forming openings in a hydrocarbon containing formation, comma, you have to keep a comma after the preamble. Then you write the transition phrase, then you give a colon after the transition phrase. Then you have to write in a good practice is to write in a point-wise manner all the steps. Okay, or if it's a product, what all elements it has, you have good to write in a point-wise manner like A, B, and C. Okay, so forming a first opening in the formation, that first point, then I'm keeping a semicolon. B, providing a plurality of magnets, blah blah. Then I'm putting at the end of that point B, I'm putting another semicolon. And C is my last point. Okay, that is why before the last point you have to keep an and then the last point. And after the last point is over, if you don't have anything else after to write after the last point, then the full stop there, then full stop. So this is, you see, the full stop is put only at the end of the claim. Okay, and you may think that if a claim is so big that it goes to 2 pages, 3 pages, a single claim, there are examples where a single claim can go beyond 2 pages also. So still you cannot put a full stop anywhere. Okay, you can use semicolons or you can use comma. Okay, here semicolon. In this situation, for at the end of every point you have to put semicolon. I'll tell where to use commas generally. Okay, and here in the dependent claim, in claim 2, you see the method of claim 1, or you can write the method according to claim 1. Different people have different practices. The method of claim 1, you have to put a comma there, wherein the plurality of magnets comprises a magnetic string, full stop, because this is the end of the second claim. Okay, and within any claim, whether it's independent claim or dependent claim, you cannot put a full stop in the middle, only at the end. Okay, there are generally 2 different types of claims. One is the independent claim and another is dependent claim. So I have used here what terminology main claim, that means the first claim. The first claim is an independent claim. It is also called the main claim or also first claim. Okay, so and there are multiple dependent claims. So I will show you one example what are multiple dependent claims. Okay, method of communication through a portable communication device comprising an antenna or sensor. So this is the first claim, or it's a main claim, because the first claim it's also called main claim, and this is an independent claim. Okay, the second claim, you see the method of communication according to claim 1, wherein the antenna arises, blah blah. The claim 4, you see method according to any one of claims 1 or 2. So these are multiple dependent claims. Okay, this dependent claim is depending on 2 different claims, claim 1 or 2. So there is multiple dependency of claim 4. Claim 4 has multiple dependency. Okay, so I've kept one example here, this Canada patent. If you want, you can note down and see that how it looks. But most of you might be aware of these things. Sometimes the terminology can be used according to any of the preceding claims. Okay, this way also it can be told. Visible. Okay, I'm very sorry everyone for the disconnection. Okay, so here I was talking about the different, you can use some broad words to, instead of a camera you can use an image capturing device, instead of printer you can tell a image forming apparatus. Instead of a mobile phone, you can tell a portable radio communication equipment. Instead of a water purifier, you can tell a decontaminating means. So that, if you are telling camera, so you are restricting your claims to the concept of camera only. Okay, but if you are using a lens, actually in the camera your lens is important and some other features. With the same feature, if it is used in a different device which is not a camera, you are not protecting that part of it. Okay, so better, instead of telling a camera, better tell an image capturing device. And similarly, instead of a printer, you tell an image forming apparatus. Okay, the and do not restrict in a single claim. Do not try to put many things by saying this and this and this and this. Okay, for example, you see a wrong patent claim writing. The system of claim, you see that red colors which I have striked through, that when you see the system of claim 7, wherein the first antenna and the second antenna are the same antenna, wherein the plurality of antennas are flat antennas, patch antennas, or dipole antennas, and wherein the plurality of antennas are configured to operate in frequency bands of 900 megahertz, 2.0 megahertz, 500 gigahertz bands. Okay, so don't write many things in one place, because if any of these 3-4 concepts you put in one place, if any of these 3-4 concepts is there in the prior art, then your whole claim is gone. Okay, so sometimes patent office may allow you to divide those claims into different parts, so that at least the parts of them which are allowable, they will be allowed, and parts which are not allowable, you delete them. But though patent office may allow you, but this makes a burden for you to later change and amend the claims at the stage of the examination. So the correct approach is divide each of those things into different claims. For example, the system of claim 7, wherein the first antenna and the second antenna are the same antenna, one claim. And then you are talking about flat antennas, patch antenna, dipole antennas, that is another claim. So that if any one of these claims is having an objection, that claim is just delete. The rest of the claims will remain. Okay, so do not restrict many things in a single claim. Okay, and the antecedent basis, always when you are telling something, when you are telling first time, you use a word or an, or an you use. For example, if you see here in the claim 1 at the bottom, you see claim 1, that is a communication device comprising an antenna set, a sensor connected to blah blah. Okay, second time when I'm telling communication device, I have to tell the communication device according to claim 1, wherein the antenna set comprises a conductive element. You see, I told the antenna set, I told the communication device, but I'm telling a conductive element, because the conductive element concept first time in the claims I'm introducing. So I told a. And now in claim 3, I'm telling the conductive element according to claim 2 includes a metal, because that word metal first time I'm introducing, so I'm using a. Whereas the conductive element, because in the claim 2 I had told a conductive element, so I am telling the conductive element. Similarly in claim 4 I am telling the metal in the conductive element. Now I'm free to tell the metal. If I tell a metal, it will be objectionable, because already you have introduced a metal. Why you are telling a metal again? Okay, that means it will be confusing and it will be objected, and patent office will ask you to amend the claims. Okay, so this is all from me today about the claim secrets of claim writing. You can reach out to me on any of these contact details anytime for any of your queries, any doubts, or any of your patent search, patent drafting, filing, or prosecution needs. Design, trademarks, we are dealing with patent, design, and trademark primarily in all end-to-end services we are giving. So you can reach out to me anytime. So now if any of you have any questions, I would welcome and I'd be happy to answer those. You can always reach out to me. You can note down my email ID and the phone number. You can always reach out to me anytime on any questions that you may have also. I'll be happy to answer through email or any phone call you can make to me. I can answer on the phone call also if I'm free at that moment. Otherwise, I'll give you another schedule when we can talk and I can clear your doubts. But in case you have Okay, so I see Mr. Sudhakar is asking a question, how I can claim a process and device in the patent. So, Mr. Sudhakar, would you, do mean to say how you can claim a process and device at the same time? The device and the process of working of that device at the same time, do you mean that? So okay, let me answer. If like because I have already explained how a device can be patented, or device is a product and it has to be written in a product claim manner. And if it's a process, it always requires steps. A process or method claim requires to be written in a stepwise manner, how each of those steps make the process complete. Okay, now to answer your question, if you want to keep a process and a product at a time in a patent, generally you can write the product claim, and if you are trying to write, if you want to show how the process to process makes that product work, okay, or what that product does at the end, so you can write in separate claims. Okay, for example, you try to, in Indian context I'm telling, try to avoid, suppose you wrote claim 1 and you completely defined your product. Don't write claim 3 saying the process to create the product in claim 1. Don't tell that. So generally it is objectionable if you tell, if you make a dependent claim and make it a process claim. Okay, and there you say a process of manufacturing the product in claim 1. If you tell that way, that will be objectionable. Better you avoid that dependency and you write the product claim in claim 1, and claim 3 completely you make it a separate claim and don't make it dependent on claim 1. Okay, you write clearly a product of this a process of producing this product comprising the steps of, then A, B, C, D. Don't make it dependent on another claim. Generally, that is objected by patent office. I hope I answered your question. I would like to see if any other questions are there. Mr. Sudhakar, if you have anything else, regarding that, you can ask me.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for your insightful session. I think we will end this on a good note. And if there are any more questions, you guys can reach out to Mr. Tapan Brahma. He's there to help you with your uh, claim writing and any doubts you have. Okay, there is one more question. When should I go for publication?
When should I go for publication? Okay, that's a good point. See, it depends. Generally, it depends on different situations. Some people want their patent to be published very early. Okay, some people don't want. Generally, if you applied the patent today, exactly after 18 months, 1.5 year, patent office will publish your patent application free of cost. You don't need to pay anything to the patent office. But patent office also has a facility that is called early publication, which if you pay some fees to the patent office, the fees is not very big though. Okay, so the small fees is there, where your patent will be published within a month after filing. Suppose you filed today, by 22nd February, your after just within a month, your patent will get published. Okay, but sometimes people don't, because of some business interest and some business strategy, people don't want their patent to be published quickly. They want it to be published after 18 months only, so that this 18 months the invention will stay secret. Simultaneously, if some people prefer to get it published very fast. Okay, so because the day, in Indian context, the day your patent is published, from that day your right starts. Okay, that day your right starts. No, your right on the patent doesn't start from the date of filing. Okay, your rights starts from the date of publication of the patent application. That means if the patent gets granted, then anybody has done any business between the patent publication and patent grant, you can sue them in the court, and you can get back all the business that all the money that they have earned in that period. You can get it. So for that reason also, some people wants to get it published very fast. Okay, and the another, I think, Sudhakar, I answered your question, and Gopinath, I see your question whether fast track mode is available. Yes, fast track mode is available. You can get it published within 1 month if you pay some small extra fee only. It's not a big fee. I'm repeating it. If you have interest of getting it published too early, then you have to pay that small fees, and it will be immediately published within 1 month. Otherwise, which will take 18 months, 1.5, after 1.5 year, patent office will publish on its own. Okay, so fast track is possible. How long it will take to file a patent in Indian Patent Office? Is there any fast track option available in IPO? For filing, you don't need to have any fast track procedure, because filing is completely in your hand, how quickly you are completing the patent application. So quickly you will file. Okay, let me tell, if you mean by this question, is there a fast track of examination of patent application? Yes, there is a method of fast track. Okay, let me complete this. Examination also, you can make it fast track. That is, in Indian patent system, it's called expedited examination. Okay, that, but everybody cannot do it. There are certain conditions. I am giving you one example. If one of the applicants is a female, according to one, I am telling one criteria. Okay, not all the criteria I am telling. If one of the applicants is a female, and all the applicants are natural persons, there is no company or institute involved in the applicants list, all are human beings are applicants, and one of them is a female, so that kind of application can be okay. Time to take examination generally in Indian Patent Office. After filing the patent application, you have to request for examination to the patent office by paying some fees. Again, I'm telling, if you are an individual, then the examination fee also is not very big. It's small fees are there. Okay, which you can manage easily if you have a good invention, no problem. So yeah, so generally, if it goes in a normal manner, it may take about 1 year, 1.5 year to 2 years, until your turn comes. Because when we are applying patent applications in patent office, they put them in the queue, so they go one after the other. Okay, so normally it takes about 2 years, 1 to 2 years. But if you go expedited manner, then it can be done within 2 months. 2 to 3 months examination will happen. Okay, I mean to say, when should I go for journal publication while my patent is still in the process of filing? once you filed, you can go the next day for journal publication. How many inventor can be allowed in India while filing a patent? Innumerable, n number of, unlimited. Okay, unlimited number of inventors can be there in a patent application, but at least one inventor has to be there. Okay, I think I mean, Mansi, if it's time for you for the I can wait. If it's time, we can wind up. And if any other questions, I can quickly answer in 1 minute. Please tell me. How many inventors? Yeah, I answered that question. Pankaj, I answered your question. The minimum one inventor and maximum unlimited. Gopinath, your question, yeah. So I think I have answered all the questions. I mean to say, when should I go for journal publication? That also I answered. Yeah. So all the questions I think I have answered so far.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. There were these really good questions. Thank you, Mr. Gopinath, Ms. Sudhakar, and Pankaj Negi. How many inventor can have you answered this question, sir? How many
Yes.
inventor
Yes.
can be allowed in India? Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this knowledge session. We look forward to having you in our next session by Ms. Shravani Deshmukh and Ms. Yasheshwani Ojha. They will be talking about copyrights. The link is in the comment section. Please join. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Mansi. Thank you, Mr. Rahul. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you.